And there's much more ahead on the program, including our Spotlight Politics team and their take on today's City Council meeting. But first, a new take on a classic piece of literature. The Joffrey Ballet is focusing their latest production on John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men. It's an optimistic story that ends in tragedy, but the artists hope to highlight the importance of friendship in their rendition. Arts correspondent Idowu has the story.
I guess it's feeling. Music is feeling at its best.
Among those feelings sit small bits of uncertainty for composer Thomas Newman as he takes on the role composing music for the Joffrey Ballets Of Mice and Men.
The big question I had was, this is narrative ballet, which I'd never even pondered. What is it to tell a story with music and body movement? And then the second question was, what is necessary in music to tell that story, and what can you rely on body movement to do?
It was in collaboration with choreographer Kathy Marston that the creatives found themselves blending their interpretations of the classic words by author John Steinbeck. Unlike the novella, this story of Lenny and George begins at the end.
I doubled George, so there's two Georges, one who is the one remembering and wishing he could change what has happened, and then there's the George that is simply living what happened. The challenge was to make that readable in dance, but you can do it in dance, whereas I don't think you could do it in words, because in dance you can say multiple things at the same time, but with words it's really one thing at a time.
Xavier Nunez, who plays George, says it was through Marston's movement that he believes he conveyed a message not easily noted in the book.
The first time I read it, what I took away was the tragedy. And I think this time around, it's been more about the partnership between George and Lenny, and the fact that George is his caretaker, might feel that he has this burden, but in the end, he still doesn't give up on Lenny. He doesn't have to be with Lenny. He still sticks with him. We all know what happens in the end, but I do believe it's out of love.
When asked how he felt his style had been conveyed in this adaptation, Newman recalls one of his favorite moments in the ballet.
When there are moments when I feel like I'm expressing something that has dramatic acuity and that gets someplace or advances drama, it's an exciting feeling. Yeah, music just delights me. The environment of it, the whimsy of it, of working with musicians, dancers in this case, it's pretty remarkable. The scene we call it is called Fat of the Land, which is Lenny and George's wish for a home. I like that theme. I like how it rolls forward and that it has tenderness but also a sense of rolling forward.
It's this momentum in the music that Marston says really allowed her to propel the story's takeaway, the value of friendship.
The end, which is the trio between the two Georges and Lenny, one side of George wants to save his friend by killing him, and the other side wants to save his friend by not killing him. It's that really dreadful dilemma. That was the emotional climax of the ballet and the story, and so I really pushed Thomas to break my heart even more. Seeing all these lonely, alienated characters and seeing the connection between Lenny and George. The story is heartbreaking, but their relationship is heartwarming, and I hope people will go away with both of those feelings, alive, I guess, feeling what it is to be human, and perhaps feeling a little bit more empathetic.
For Chicago Tonight, I'm Idowu.
And Of Mice and Men premieres tonight at Lyric Opera of Chicago and runs through May 8th. And now, Brandis, we toss it back to you.
Paris, thank you. Still to come on Chicago Tonight, community support for families and its impact on early childhood development. A pediatric surgeon weighs in. And a city employee hired by embattled Alderman Jim Gardner is accused of illegally selling a machine gun while on the job. Our Spotlight Politics team on that and more. But first, some more of today's top stories. More than 90,000 Chicagoans applied to be a part of the city's new Guaranteed Income Pilot program during the first 24 hours of applications being opened. The mayor's 2022 budget proposal included $31 million to send 5,000 Chicago families $500 a month for a year. To be eligible, participants must live in Chicago, be at least 18 years old, have experienced hardship due to the pandemic, and live in a household that earns no more than 250% of the federal poverty level. Applications close May 13th. Cook County has also launched a cash assistance program slightly bigger than the city's at $42 million. You can read more of what the mayor had to say about the city's program on our website. Efforts to fill the state's teacher shortage are getting another boost this week.
As we look forward, we must continue to root our efforts to strengthen the teaching profession in equity, because not all schools and not all students are experiencing teacher staffing issues in the same way. We must continue to focus on strengthening the pipeline for special education and bilingual education, supporting equitable funding for our schools with the fewest resources, and building local pipelines of talent and high-need areas.
Governor Pritzker today signed into law a series of bills aimed at addressing the statewide teacher shortage. They include reducing the penalty fee to reinstate a lapsed teaching license from $500 to $50, which supporters say would allow retired teachers to renew their licenses and return to classrooms more easily. Another allows currently enrolled teaching students to get a substitute teaching license with just 90 college credit hours rather than waiting until they've received a bachelor's degree. One of the bills also allows short-term substitute teachers to spend 15 days in the same classroom instead of the previous 5 days. And a fourth bill reduces the minimum age requirement for paraprofessional educators from 19 to 18 years old. Illinois State Police say it's installing more automated license plate readers on Chicago area expressways to aid in investigations and arrests in Cook County. In this second phase of a $12 million grant, the 56 additional license plate readers are going up on Interstates 90, 290, 55, and 57. ISP says there are already 99 covering the Dan Ryan Expressway. As of last week, there were 55 expressway shootings reported in Cook County, down from 66 during this same time period in 2021. A patchwork childcare system, a lack of paid family leave, and millions of busy and stressed parents. A new book argues the current model of raising children isn't always the best for kids' brain development. In that book, the author writes society should give all parents more time and tools to optimize the growth of young minds. The book is called Parent Nation: Unlocking Every Child's Potential, Fulfilling Society's Promise. And we're joined now by the author, Dr. Dana Suskind, who's also the founder and co-director of TMW Center for Early Learning at the University of Chicago and a pediatric cochlear implant surgeon. Welcome back to Chicago Tonight, Dr. Suskind. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
So how did you get from the work that you do at TMW Center and writing 30 Million Words, another book, to writing this book, Parent Nation?
Yeah, it was very much a natural extension. 30 Million Words, my first book, really explored through the lens of language how early brain development occurs and how powerful parents and caregivers are for building a child's brain. I wrote this book seeing that parents embraced it and hoping that society would take notice and provide better supports for families, but that didn't happen. So this book really takes the same brain science, but instead of saying, what do we need to do at the individual level, broadens the lens and says, if we know all this to be true, what children need to have healthy brain development and what parents need in terms of support, what does a society look like that is really centered on children and families and their healthy development?
And you write that, that idea, that notion of, sort of centralizing healthy brain development for children should sort of be a North Star that we should all be working towards. But what sort of systemic problems already exist within society that create these obstacles for parents to be successful?
Well, I think that if anything, COVID has shined a light just on how broken our infrastructure of support for children and families are today. Obviously, families from low-income backgrounds, we make it almost impossible to parent. But I say that almost every parent that I've spoken to, parents, especially of young children, are struggling in one way or another. And it's because we almost invest nothing in the early childhood space, and it really needs to change.
To that point, you write about how in the 60s and 1968 in particular were such this pivotal time for the country for the rights of women, African Americans, made lots of advancements, did not happen for parents. It almost did, and you write about that in the book as well. But how is right now, 2 years into this pandemic, the right time for your book and for society to rethink the supports that parents have?
Yeah, no doubt. We are absolutely at a crossroads. As I mentioned, COVID has shined a light. I think we've all woken up to the fact that none of us parent alone. Only parents parent their children, but we don't do it in a vacuum. And societal and community and employment supports are critical to allow that to happen. So this moment in time is really, if not now, when? But we really need to push forward and sort of get unstuck because change needs to happen.
How did we arrive at this notion of sort of, this American notion really of individuality and freedom of choice to make our own choices, of course, as parents, but how does that impact the support that you write that parents need?
Yeah, well, in this country, the idea of parental choice is sacrosanct, as it should be. This book is about parents deserve the choice in how they want to raise their children. But in this country, in truth, we really give parents no choice, whether they want to stay home or whether they want to work. Our societal structures have made it an impossibility so often for parents to parent the way they want. And this is we're a real outlier. Almost any other country, the fact that we has more societal investment in families and children. The fact that we don't even have paid family and medical leave, I think, as opposed to 38 developed nations, I think is the best indicator that we don't invest.
What are some of the supports that other countries have? You just mentioned, paid family medical leave, but what are some of those, other supports that other countries have that we don't?
Oh, well, other than paid family and medical leave, high quality, affordable childcare. In other countries, the average of a number of developed nations is about $14,000 invested per year in childcare for toddlers. I mean, this is not even Norway, which is $29,000. In our country, we come in at about $500 per year. We just don't invest in those early years. I can go on and on, but at every point, we have very little investment.
And why is it important to make these investments if parents get this sort of support? Because some people might say, you get the child care that you can afford, you get the child care that you can pay for. Why is it important? Why do you believe it's important for this investment?
Yeah, well, it's important for today and for tomorrow. So anchoring on children, the children of today, their healthy brain development, their healthy development is not only important for them individually, but our society is going to be made up of these children who are going to be the citizens who continue on our path. But even for today, I mean, it's quite clear that the lack of high quality childcare, the lack of paid parental leave has resulted in significant impacts on our economy. The Great Resignation, with women leading the way, childcare is a huge issue, the lack of high quality childcare. I could go on. I mean, fertility rates are falling. We are not replacing ourselves because of the lack. One of the major reasons is the lack of societal support for young families. So if we want our civilization to go on, we need to invest.
Dana, how does your personal story factor into this book?
Well, there's the story of me as a physician and wanting to do right by all my children and my families that I care for, and just seeing that you can be a physician, take care of families, but when society makes it so hard on parents to do what they all want to do, it's your calling as a physician to continue on that journey. But for me, as a mother and a concerned citizen, someone who has dealt with seeing how difficult loss can be. I lost my first husband when my children were relatively young, and seeing how important community and societal support is to allow all of us to parent the way we all want to parent really helped sort of push me forward in writing this book as well.
You also provide some resources in this book for parents if they want to sort of rise up and ask for something.
Absolutely. Well, I say Parent Nation is a love letter to parents to give themselves grace, but I also, one of my hopes and dreams from this book and from the ideas in the book is that they will not only see that none of us parent alone, but that we have more in common than we realize, and that's what's put out in the media, that the love of our children and wanting the best for our children, it's a universal. And if we find that as a commonality and come together and start aligning our societal values with what we do, it can be a game changer. So on our website of parentnation.org, there are free downloadable resources to allow groups of parents to come together and make change in their community or just find community. And I'm very excited for people to go on there and use all the wonderful things that my incredible colleagues have created with